Hi, welcome back to Shave and Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi, y'all, on Sunday. And since this is the first Sunday of the month, it is Lather Catcher Sunday. So we're going to do that. And sometimes I miss it, whatever, but today I'm not going to miss it. So I've been laying around the house. I was off work today. I was supposed to have been off yesterday, but I covered a day shift. Day shifts wear me out. I didn't get like 2 hours of sleep the night before because I don't really sleep nights. Hey, Miss Luna. Miss Luna came in and sat down to, supervise things. That's what she does. But anyway, if you're wondering about Hash Brown, he's crashed out somewhere in front of a fan. I don't keep the house as cool as some people do, or the apartment here as cool as some people do. Quite frankly, I don't want to pay for it. Anyway, there we go. Sunday, so I'm off. Feeling kind of blah today. Nothing going on. I slept in some this morning. Actually, I slept in too long because I was late opening up the pool. I'm the courtesy officer here where I live, and they recently had to start locking the pool because of some idiocy. And I forgot to go unlock the pool. What was the one I unlocked it yesterday? Because it was Saturday, and I really want people to be able to get to the pool. But anyway, I did get it unlocked. It was just a little late, and I'll get it locked up sometime tonight. But anyway, we'll get it done. Promise. How it goes. So I think I'm going to trim the old goatee, but I'm not going to do that. Make y'all watch any of that stuff. That's I'm a little modern on that. I got a clipper for that. But anyway, I guess I could get one of those hand clippers. I tried with scissors, using a comb and scissors and doing it the old way, and I just hack it up. It ain't no good. I ain't worried about that. So today, we're going to use the old 1970s Ever Ready here. It's got the original little handle on it. As far as I know, it's original. And a couple of chunks missing out of it, but that's okay. There's a couple of chunks missing out of me too, so can't really say anything. We got a new blade in it. That's a second use blade, which is practically brand new. I want to show y'all something. That's what happens. You see that scratch across the top of my hand? Anytime I get little scratches or anything, that came from Miss Luna happy jumping up and wanting pets when I get home. And it makes the biggest stuff, and it's just used to it wasn't that way. I guess that's old guy skin, huh? I guess it is. Well, anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to use a Colgate, vintage Colgate soap today. Make it a pretty vintage style shave, not only with an older razor now. Colgate, if I remember correctly, they didn't start making it till like 1917, so the razor is at least 10 years older than the soap. Even if this is the old soap, and of course it probably wasn't made at the first of the run. But I did have some of the original Barbershop, which is what started in 1917, and then they went to mug soap, or cup soap, then they went to mug soap. I've said that before. But anyway, I don't really know which one this is because it ain't on there, and I don't remember anymore. At one time I had a mug, a cup, and a Barbershop soap going. I think this is the cup. I think the Barbershop is in the scuttle. Probably last time I shaved, I probably said that the other way around. So don't go look it up and quote me because it's just how it's going to be. By golly. Anyway, we got a little prep work going there. We done wiped off. Never a problem getting it. It's like a vintage Williams. There's never a problem getting a lather here out of the Colgate. So a blast from the past today. I may have mentioned that I lived in Tucson for almost 5 years, and I worked for a security company out there called Bishop Security, Mark and Sue Bishop. And I was captain of the company for a while, and I quit for a while, and went back and was captain of the company again for a while after that, and moved home for a couple of various reasons, biggest of which I was just too far away from the family when there were some problems at the time. But I enjoyed my time in Tucson, and I enjoyed my time with Bishop Security. Well, Sue Bishop sent me a message today on Facebook. She ran me down, and there's a lot of people want to run me down. Hey, we ain't been trying to, haven't been able to find you. Most of them have court papers. Yeah, I use that joke with her too. But anyway, great to hear from her. We'll see what's going on. But she told me they closed down the business 31 years and they retired. And I said she doesn't miss it a bit. I bet. Oh, just so you can see, there's more than a day's growth there. We got a couple of days to work on. I had shaved for Friday to work an evening shift. And I got off of that shift at 10 o'clock. I hung around till 11 o'clock because one of the officers needed a ride home. And I'm kind of a sucker for that kind of stuff, especially for the good officers. This particular officer had left due to some family issues and has come back. And, you know, the ones that are good are going to show up and do their job at work. As a supervisor, I got to support them. And I can't always wait an extra hour after I get off work to give someone a ride home. But we did that day. Then I came home and did various stuff and couldn't sleep. And that's when I only ended up getting 2 hours of sleep before having to be back at 7 o'clock for an all-day shift, 7 in the morning, 7 at night. So, whole point of that story was I didn't shave before I went to work yesterday morning because it had been less than 24 hours since I shaved to go to work the night before. So, I could have, wouldn't hurt anything, but I'm by myself out in the patrol truck running around the property. We've got an off-site warehouse that we go check with the patrol truck. So I was working as patrol and not supervisor and wasn't really going to have to deal with anybody. And if anything went crazy and I had to deal with anybody, they weren't going to worry about, you know, what my shave looked like. So anyway, I got more than a day's shave is where that whole story came from. But anyhow, nice to hear from some folks. These razors, by the way, shave wonderful. If you haven't shaved with a ladder catcher and you're a single-edged guy, you got to get a hold of your ladder catcher and shave with one. As I always say, don't let the short handle fool you. It's not going to make it harder to use. I guess if you had hands the size of Shrek, maybe. But most of us don't have hands the size of Shrek. So it's not really going to be that big a deal. But they do a really, really good job. By golly. So it's summer, which means that most of the students are gone. So the traffic isn't as bad as it has been. If anybody's interested in the traffic in Baton Rouge. Now that doesn't mean it's good. That just means it ain't as bad as it has been. Still got our share of the crazy folks out running around. Had one the other day. I was driving down one of the major feeder streets. I mean, it's not like it was just a little side street. And they just decide in the middle of the street they're going to make a U-turn, expect the whole world to stop for them. We did. So apparently they were expecting right. But what you get around here? And everywhere you look, everybody's got the front end and rear end beat out of their vehicles. And that's why. Doing stuff like that. But anyway, I'm really not going to get off on a traffic rant today. This is more about the Sunday vibes. The young people always talk about the vibe. Of course, it's not just young people. I went into work the other day on Tuesdays at work. We have a lot of remote workers there. The company we do security for does. And on Tuesday, the cafe puts on a buffet. Not really a buffet, but they have a taco stand, and then they have hamburgers that you can go through. And they, you know, the company sponsors it. So, and all the remote people, or a lot of remote people come in and they can network with their people there, and everybody can get together and have tacos or hamburgers or whatever. Well, they play music in the atrium in the cafe there. They've got a big three-story atrium, three-story building, and the whole middle right there is open. Fountains on each side, and it's pretty nice. So I went in on Tuesday, and they were playing music, and they play a lot of the 80s stuff. 70s and 80s stuff. The IT guys that set that up. I don't know if they choose the music or who chooses it, but they do a good job. So I'm walking down through there and got a little groove going on as I'm walking. And one of the younger folks said something. For some reason, the younger folks think they invented grooving, or vibing as they call it. I just don't think that's true. Now, I didn't go out to clubs. I still don't. And when I went to dances, it was mostly to sit around the sideline. I don't really dance that much, and that wasn't my kind of socializing, but that don't mean that the old guy can't groove a little bit to the good music. I mean, come on. Casey and the Sunshine Band come on playing Boogie Man. You got to move a little bit. You know, put a little hitch in your step every once in a while. And always funny, I'm there. The supervisors wear white uniform shirts. We're all, you know, I'm armed with a regular gun belt and everything, and here's this old guy coming down through there juking a little bit, as we used to call it. All the young folks seem to get a kick out of that. Say, what, you think you invented grooving? And they think that, you know, what do we know about computers and all this stuff? And, you know, if I'm not mistaken, it was my generation that invented most of that stuff. Maybe a little older than me on some of it, but still. I was going to school when the PCs started to be the thing. I remember the old Tandies, the Commodore 64s. And I was that kid in school that when the teachers were having problems with the computer, needed something done or whatever, I'd go fix whatever it was. Mostly because I've always been able to read a manual and figure out what's going on. You know, if there's a book, I do pretty good. I can learn most anything. Of course, there's some things you can't learn out of a book. That's true too. But still, I could figure things out and kind of sit there and reason things out and make it work. I still kind of can do that. But it just amazes me, these youngins that talk about these old folks that don't know nothing about this and don't know nothing about that. There's a lot of stuff we can do. We choose not to. Because we're old. I could go off on a self-checkout rant, and I'm not going to. But I did stop by a store the other morning and go in early in the morning. That's all they got open. I get off work at 6 a lot of times. My favorite store, which does not have self-checkouts and provides very, very good customer service. Roush's, if you ever get down to this part of the world, look at a Roush's. Doesn't open until 7, but the local Albertsons opens at 6. So if I want a little something, I figure I'll swing by and check out the Albertsons. Didn't work. Walk in the front door and they got some little 10-year-old that's sitting there setting up the registers, and I say, excuse me, y'all have any registers open, or is it all just self-checkout? And she said, it's all just self-checkout. And I said, thank you, and left. Came home and made breakfast out of something I already have, although I don't remember now what it was. It was something I already have. Boy, look at there, them old lather catchers. Just clean stuff all the way up. So it's not that we don't understand the technology. It's not that we can't use the technology. It's just that most of the time we don't want to use the technology. My old Expedition the other day didn't want to crank and idle. You had to crank and hold the gas down. My Expedition's a 2001 model. 211,000 miles, and I don't think 211,000 miles is a lot of miles on a car that's 22 years old. But anyway, sitting there, and all it is a sensor in the throttle body. Electronic stuff, sensor. So I took a can of ether, but that's all I had. They didn't have any brake. They didn't have any choke and carburetor cleaner, so I used ether. Boy, that was a moment. Getting all under that hood, spraying all that ether up in there, trying not to breathe. If you'd have been here, it'd have been funny. But anyway, spray that sensor off, and you get it back and get a good sensor reading, and away you go. But all this electronic stuff, all these young people, it's so great, it's so easy, it's so good. And if everything breaks, I have no idea what to do. Ah, well. Probably when I was young, there were people saying that about me too. All that newfangled stuff them kids were doing way back in my day. Familiar? Yep. I know good and well it happened. That was my old 1305 with a customized handle by Miss Luna. I can sell that, I bet. Send me a brush, I'll have Luna customize the handle, $15. No, don't do that. Don't do that. It's a joke, folks. Just a joke. So we're going to finish up today with Lustre Spice, because I was digging through aftershaves, and this is a pretty good one. It's a nice old barbershop-y smell, and it's not anywhere near Old Spice. It's not meant to be an Old Spice clone or anything, but it is a really nice fresh scent. If you haven't tried it, I might recommend that there too. Right there. All right, well, you know, there we go. Lather Catcher Sunday, the first Sunday of every month, Lather Catcher. And I'll post it over at Toast. Look at there. That's a 1907-ish. And I say 7-ish, and I explain this every time I do it, because they made them that look the same from 19 whatever to 1910, 5 to 10, something. And then there was a different one from 10 to 13, and then that was kind of the last of them. But anyway, so I say that because it's somewhere in that range, and I don't know how to date it any closer, so I call it a 70s. Real quick, I'm going to tag this onto this video, and I will also do it next time I use my favorite ladder catcher. I tell everybody it came from a G3 military set. So this is what the carrier looked for. Now I have one that's got the cardboard shipper and everything. So anyway, these open up. There were some Schick razors out there, unmentionables, that also have a little case slides over. But there you go. It's got the Bakelite handle, had a pack of blades, and it's got a razor. So this is one that's I keep put away, and I use it occasionally. I think this is the one I used to use as a travel razor, and I ain't traveling in so long that it got put aside. But anyway, that's the G3 I talk about when I talk about the fact that my favorite, this one, my favorite ladder catcher there, my favorite 1912 that is, came from a G3. Some of them had the metal handles. I prefer the ones with the Bakelite handles, and that's why I use them. All right, well, there we go. How you like it? I like it a lot. The Shave Maharaji. Sorry I was not ignoring you on that message you had sent me a while back. I just noticed I got that message, and of course it's only been like, I don't know, 6 months. But anyway, whatever it was, I replied. So maybe you'll get that. There we go. Yep, using the Williams mug today because it's one of my favorites. Got some Folgers coffee, and it's a date, 18 something. Really nice dark roast from Folgers. They had them on sale at Roush's, and I picked some up while I was over there earlier today. Gonna make chicken noodle soup tonight. Now I realize it's 100 degrees outside, almost literally. If it didn't make 100, it's in the upper 90s, 97 to 100. Humidity's up. I realize it, but I still like soups. I like stews, soups, gumbo. I like all that even though it's hot. So I'm making chicken noodle soup tonight. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. Hope everything's good in your world. We're going to get the old goatee trimmed up, I think. I might just leave it like it is. It doesn't look bad. We'll see what happens with that. But anyway, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if there's somebody you hadn't connected with in a while, look them up. Send them a message. It's easy these days. Maybe they'll be happy to hear from you. If not, they ignore your message. And what's wrong with, what's wrong with that? What does it hurt? Nothing. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy shades to you.